Sapo National Park is a treasure chest. Its dense, humid jungle is home of a number of unique endangered animals. Scientists say that Liberia's half of the Upper Guinea rainforest represents the most biologically diverse jungle anywhere in West Africa. Within the rainforest is a fragile ecosystem. Each species' existence helps to ensure the survival of the other, guaranteeing that the forest remains itself from day to day. But economic interest fueled by the hunt of timber, wild meat, gemstones, and other forest products motivated thousands to enter the park and set up shop there during the war. They claim to have fled the killings during Liberia's long and brutal civil war, but now have only one aim: financial reward. The devastation and illegal activities sparked the crowd of national and international environmental groups working in Liberia. In response, the National Transitional Government of Liberia, with the assistance of the United Nations Mission in Liberia and Conservation International, took up the challenge in evacuating the thousands of illicit miners and traders out of the Sapo National Park.
It had a very important task to get these guys out of the park, because one reason they said they went there to find survivor, and so they feel that if they come out, they might not be able to have other means to survive. And more especially, about 60 to 70% were ex-combatants. And they are telling us they never had the opportunity to disarm. Their general took their arm and maybe used it with other people to disarm, so they didn't benefit from the disarmament process. And so they have been getting used to getting money from mining in the park. So it's been very difficult now to get them out. And in fact, they are making demands that they want money from UN. The UN could give money to people who have arms and trouble this country. UN should give them money. And this is the difficult task we have to convince them that since they have been destroying the park, we cannot pay them for leaving the park, for leaving the park. So it has been very difficult.
What really made me to go in the bush there is because of the war. Because there was no way for me to go and rescue myself. This is why I went in the bush there. I was stunned from the war. And I know being in the bush there or carrying on illegal hunting and illegal mining is against the Liberian law. This is why I take it upon myself. I came to town and I'm asking the United Nations and the FDA to find a little job for me to do to sustain myself. But now I'm really deciding that I will be one of those to be heading the team that will go in the park and to be convincing the people to bring them out so that the park can be free.
What we are hearing is that they went there during the war. But the war is over. The war is over. We cannot continue having people to give the war as an excuse to be in a protected area. That is unacceptable. United Nations Security Council gave a mandate to UNMIL to ensure that there is a restoration of proper management of Liberia's natural resources, to assist the Liberian government to restore the proper management of its natural resources. That mandate we have. And as we are here, we are assisting the Liberian government to ensure that the park is restored and it's managed properly.
Faced with the refusal of miners to move, UNMIL troops of Ethiopian battalion are moved in to facilitate the evacuation process.
The evacuation strategy itself involved a number of components. First was the training of community watch teams, which involved public information along with Forestry Development Authority, going inside the different communities around the park. And specifically, we were working with 3 on the eastern side, the western side, and the southern side of the park. Bringing different members of communities into this team, including a chief, usually sometimes even a paramount chief, different members of the community as well as NGOs involved in the area. We're providing people with food, shelter, and transport to be relocated to a place of their choice. When they come out, we're hoping it will be very peaceful, and then we are going to move to the next stage, which is really about building community development alternatives, creating alternative employment generation, that sort of thing. So really looking at how do we move this forward in a new way, and it will really take a lot of capacity building with local leaders and local communities as well, bringing them into a new kind of security strategy and park management strategy, trying to bring them all into a new way of living around the park.
The miners and their families got a swap of destruction of the park in search of the elusive yellow metal, gold. But there is only sprinkling of gold dust in the soil of Sapo National Park, and that is even very difficult to extract. Yet, these young men and their families feel that they have no alternative, even though they fear armed invasion by government authorities. Many of them do realize that they are breaking the law, but when you speak to them, their search for gold is the only thing that matters.